Welcome everybody, and thank you for being a part of Cabrillo College's Industry Partnership Forum today. My apologies for not being with you, but I've got another commitment. But I think you've got a full day of excitement and work ahead of you, and we really appreciate your interest in helping our programs remain strong. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the state of workforce development and what's going on at Cabrillo College and how well we partner with industry folks and how well it's been going since the first 2 years I've been here as president at Cabrillo. One of the important things I wanted to point out is that we work in collaboration with the County Workforce Development Office very closely with other social welfare programs, folks like CalWorks, and in making sure that individuals in our community have an opportunity to come and get training at Cabrillo College. We're also partnered really strongly with Monterey Bay Economic Partnership, and MBEP, and its role in the community has been outstanding over the last 5 years. We're proud to be one of the founding members of MBEP in helping to make sure that we have great economic partnerships throughout the entire Bay region and the ecosystem that we represent here. We partner as well with Pajaro Valley Unified School District in what's called the Greater Opportunities for Adult Learning, which provides an on-ramp to ESL, citizenship education, and other workforce training initiatives that get people into entry-level jobs so that they can start building their way to a wage-sustaining career. One of the things I'm most proud about at Cabrillo is the breadth of the career offerings that we have for individuals who are out in the community looking for work or looking to skill up or looking to get an associate's degree or certificate and work in our economy. We've got great programs in the healthcare industry, great programs in culinary arts that turn out world-class cooks and chefs. We have amazing talent coming out of our computer science and engineering programs, and increasing interest in our STEM disciplines so that students can enroll in classes that are going to get them jobs in great science careers after they transfer. So the important part of all of that is to make sure that our programs are aligned well with what industry is expecting from workers in those kinds of jobs. One of the ways that I try to do that as president is to serve on as many advisory boards as I can out there in the economy working with industry partners. So some examples of that from my perspective is my participation on the Chamber of Commerce for Santa Cruz County. I'm also a participant in the Aptos Chamber of Commerce. I'm also a member of United Way, and I take part in the Santa Cruz County Business Council on a monthly basis to make sure that we're networked really well with what industry partners are wanting from the community and from our graduates. I also serve on other community boards to help ensure that I'm in touch with some of our bigger employers. So I'm part of an advisory board that makes sure that we're understanding what Sutter Panf and their great hospital here in town is doing to stay up to date and current with all their technology and all of their needs on the employment side. The advantage of that for us is that we get to hear firsthand from our employers who hire our graduates what kind of skills they need from our students, what kind of technology they're working with, so that we have a better handle on the kinds of technology and equipment we need in our classrooms and our labs for our students to be learning, so that when they get out into the workforce, they're workforce ready. I serve on a board that's called the Agriculture Board, that does nonprofit training of individuals in our community, leaders, educators, so that they understand what the ag industry is focusing on. My participation last year in the Focus Ag program gave me a real eye-opening to what the industry is going through right now in terms of growing seasons and the breadth of what is grown in this county, and also the regulatory environment that employers face out in the ag industry. Immigration issues, housing issues. And so being in touch with that has helped the college and helped me better understand how we can shape our horticulture program and our new ag tech program that's going to support students getting certificates that focus on sustainability, that focus on wise water use, wise uses of the land in how we rotate crops. I'll never forget the experience that I had spending a day on the farm with Dick Pichot, one of our biggest farm employers here in the South County. I got to see a breadth of 50 different kinds of vegetables being grown in one day across 500 plots of land. And the complexity of that work and the amount of care that he puts into it and his staff puts into getting fresh organic produce out to the market is amazing. So all of that's important in helping the college and me and faculty understand how vital our programs are to the industry, for the ag industry and for all industries out there in our economy. All of that work isn't just done at my level. It has to be done at the faculty level, interacting with employers and with internship possibilities so that our students get the opportunity to test their mettle even while they're students and show their skills and be able to get out there and get some workforce training even while they're still in college. So one of the things to keep in mind too is that it just doesn't happen at upper administration level, this networking. It has to take place with faculty engagement, with employers and people who are hiring our graduates into jobs out in the community. So that one-to-one relationship between our faculty and industry partners ensures that our classes are teaching the right kinds of skills that people need for our graduates once they're coming into the workforce, that they're working with the right kind of equipment so that they understand right off the bat how to use the technology that they're going to interact with on the job. And the other thing is to make sure that our courses and the skills that are taught in our courses are the ones that you really want as employers, and that we're not spinning our wheels and having our students spin their wheels on material they don't need to be covering. So that kind of work of being partnered with the industry is incredibly important for us to be sure that we're doing the kind of work we need to be doing at the college. The other thing I wanted to point out about our career technical education programs is the importance that they represent for upward social mobility for our students in our community. We know from data, for example, that a student who's taking just one or two courses in a particular discipline like computer science or accounting often will get a wage gain return a year after that is something like $20,000 a year in addition to their salary before they started that program. And so what's important about Cabrillo as a workforce engine for this community is we're providing certificates and degree programs that ensure that people coming out of those programs are going to have family-sustaining wages in one of the most expensive housing markets in the country. Here's an example of that. A student who might come in and enroll in our dental hygiene program, who's made it through all the prerequisites in science, might be making on average around $25,000 to $30,000 as a young student. They're part-time, collecting hours wherever they can out in the service industry. But once they leave that dental hygiene program, they're walking into a job that's going to pay them $65,000 to $70,000 a year. And from there, the salary just shoots up. The same thing happens across all of our healthcare programs. It's out there for computer science students. And so what we're offering to students and the community is this ladder of social mobility and economic mobility for people to take advantage of. That's what community colleges are here for. And so it's incredibly important that we get those programs right when we partner with you in the industry. The other thing I wanted to emphasize is my appreciation and gratitude for the donations that industry partners make to our programs in the way of internships that you offer, but also in the equipment that you provide to our students through your donations to our classes and our lab environments. For some of our programs, having those donations and having that equipment turned over to our students and in their hands for their use is extremely important, that they learn the skills that they need to be out there as excellent employees for you. I see it when I walk the halls of the college, and I get to walk into labs like the dental hygiene, like the radiological technology program, like the agriculture program, and see the donations and the partnerships that exist where modern equipment is being brought into our lab environments for students to use. It's so vital to their learning, and it's so important to you to get well-trained workers. And so on behalf of the college, I want to express my gratitude and thanks for all of the great donations that you've made to our programs over the years. Without that, our students wouldn't have the chance to have hands-on learning and be the great graduates that they are. So thank you very much for that. So it's important not only for me, but our faculty to be aligned well with individuals who are owning businesses and hiring our graduates. So the important role that you all play today is to make sure that you're networking and having great conversations about Cabrillo, about our programs, to make sure that our classes are well designed, and to make sure that our graduates are going to get out there and do the kind of work that you want them to do. So it's vital that you're here, you're willing to participate, I'm pretty sure that we have a lot of fun lined up for you, including some lunch. So I hope you have a good time today, and I really appreciate your interest in Cabrillo and our programs. Thanks so much.